Today's lesson actually comes out of your book. And all of you are given a textbook at the beginning of the year. So if you want to, go to your book, and you can pull out page 273, and you can pull out page 279. If not, you can just write this on a piece of paper. This will be our notes. There will be an assignment on it on Monday, so be sure that you hold on to this because it will be a graded assignment. All right, so if you need to pause this video, go get those papers and tear them out. You can, but we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to be using the bottom and the top for our bases. Mine's not in color because I have a copy. And if you pulled the pages out of the book, you need to label this one as number 1. Okay? All right, so our formula is S equals pH. So we have 4, 4.5. This side will be 4. This side will be 4.5. So 16, 17. Okay, so our big P is 17. Plug that in. S equals 17 times my height, which is 2. So we have 34 feet squared is my surface area, my lateral surface area for number 1. Number 2, we're going to shade the bottom and the top. All right, so our formula is S equals pH. I want us to make a note at the top that P is the perimeter of the base. Perimeter of the base. So to find perimeter, we add up. This is a rectangular base. It's going to have 4 sides. So 4, 1, 4, 1. But notice this says feet and this says inches. So what is 1 foot in inches? 12 inches. So we're going to change that to 12. So now they're all the same. So we're going to do 4 plus 12, 4 plus 12. So that's 24, 28, 32. So we're going to do S equals 32 times our height, which is 18. That's when we use a calculator. So I'm going to get out my calculator. And we're going to do 18 times 32. Of course, you're allowed to use a calculator. 576 inches squared. And you have renumbered that one as number 2. All right. Number 3. You will notice, again, we have centimeters and millimeters. So 80 millimeters is 8 centimeters. We'll shade our bases. S equals pH. So I'm going to add up all those sides. So 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 is 28. Go back to my formula. S equals 28 times the height, which is 9. So 28 times 9 is 252 inches squared. All right, so this is rectangular prisms surface area, lateral. Now let's look at some triangular prisms. So renumber these as 4, 5, 6. Sorry about that. All right, so let's look at number 6. I'm going to shade my bases. They are the triangles. So my formula is S equals pH. Remember, there's 3 sides to a triangle, so I'm going to be adding 3 numbers. 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. So then go back. S equals 12 times my height, which is 6. So S equals 72 feet squared. It is squared because it is area. All right, let's look at number 5. Looks like a tent, so we're going to shade my the flaps of the tent, which are triangles. This always throws students off. This is the height. I want the perimeter. I don't need the height for the perimeter, so I'm going to mark that out. Sorry, there's a staple under there. So to find my perimeter, I'm going to add the 3 sides. 8, 8.5, and the other side is 8.5. This 5 is not on that triangle. So 17 plus 5 is 25. So 25 times 5. If you think of it as money, I have 5 quarters. Is 125 centimeters squared. Look at number 6. Okay, number 6, shade our bases. We're going to change this 1 foot to inches, so it's going to be 12 inches. 12 inches. All right, so our formula is S equals PH. I want you to find the P, and I want you to find what the surface area is. This one you're going to do by yourself on your own. So pause the video, solve it, and then I want you to push play once you've done it. All right, hopefully you worked number 6. I'm not giving you the answer to that. You're going to have to do that one on your own for your assignment. Let's look at number 7. Looking at it in words. The bases of a prism are right triangles. So we're going to go ahead and draw this. Now, y'all have been luckier than my in class in that y'all learned how to draw these. They have not learned how, well, they have, but they haven't done it a lot. Connect my bases. So it's a right triangle. I'll go ahead and shade those 2 bases. I drew it small because there's not a lot of room, but if you want to draw it bigger somewhere else, that's fine. Triangle with the sides of 6, 8, and 10. The longest is going to be 10, 6, and 8. And the height of the prism is 3. So this right here is going to be 3. So surface area equals perimeter times height. Perimeter, I'm going to add those 3 sides. 10 plus 6 plus 8, so 18 plus 6 is 24. So 24 times the height of 3 is 72, and it's going to be meters squared. All right, let's look at number 8. A rectangular prism, so I'm going to draw a rectangular prism. I'm going to draw it down here because we're not using this question. Give myself a little more room. And if you're not good at drawing them, that's okay. You can also trace them. So if you have one drawn on another paper or another page of the book, you can lay it on top of it. The rectangular prism has a length of 8. Oh, lateral area of 150. We're not going to do this one. Sorry, I just finished reading it. We're not going to do number 8. Hey, but you got to practice drawing it. Okay, it's a little bit upper level thinking. We're still at the intro stage of this. All right, so now you're going to go to page 279. And these are cylinders. So I'm going to write my formula down for a cylinder. The formula was surface area equals 2 pi RH. 2 pi RH. Okay. All right, so let's look at number 9. So if you want to go ahead and pause this video and renumber them, you're going to need to know these numbers for when you do the assignment. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And we may not do all of these down here. We're just going to do a few of them, actually, I can tell you now. All right, if you need more time to number, you can go ahead and pause it. If not, let's keep going. So number 9, shade my base. Okay. Notice this is going all the way across. That's a diameter of 16. I need radius. So my radius is going to be half of that, 8. So I'm going to do S equals 2 times pi times my radius times my height, which is also 8. They're all in inches, so that's good. All right, so let's go to our calculator. 2 times 3.14 times 8 times 8 is 400. So there is 401.92, and it's going to be inches squared. Now on Monday, when you have an assignment on this on the computer, on Teams, you are not going to put the units, okay? It actually is a lot harder to type in the units. Also, it's a lot harder for me to grade it. My in-class kids can tell you I'm not really big on units. It doesn't bother me too much. But high school teachers, college professors, they're definitely a lot more into it. It's just a bad habit I got into. And I'm trying to reinforce units with y'all, but not always great. Okay, this base is kind of hard to shade, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, again, it's going all the way across. That's a diameter. I don't want a diameter. I want a radius. So half of that is 1.5. So surface area is 2 times pi times r times my height. And guys, if I ask you, what is the surface area of this figure? I don't want you to give me this formula. If I wanted the formula, I'd say, what's the formula for surface area? I want what is surface area. I want that number. All right, so we're going to type that into a calculator. I'm using my phone calculator, but I don't mind showing you. So we're going to do 2 times 3.14 times 1.5 times 8.5. And we get 80.7 inches squared. Okay. Notice this one has a radius of 6. I want you to pause this video and I want you to solve number 11 by yourself. When you're done, push play. All right, you should have already done number 6. We're not going over it. That's the other one that you're going to have done on your own. All right, so let's look at number 12. A container of breadcrumbs has a radius. Anytime it says a radius, I know it's either a sphere or a cylinder. And since, sphere, cylinder, or cone. And since this is actually all about cylinders, and if you know what breadcrumbs come in, they come in kind of a canister, kind of like that. All right. It has a radius of 4 and a height of 8. Both of them are in inches. So I'm going to do surface area equals 2 times 3.14 times my radius times my height. So 2 times 3.14 times 4 times 8 is 200.96 inches squared. And again, it is squared because it is an area problem. A rain barrel has a diameter. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to go ahead and change that to my radius, which is 9. And a height of 3 feet. Inches and feet. So I'm going to change this into inches. 1 foot is 12 inches. I'm going to come down here. 1 foot is 12 inches. So if I add another foot, it's going to be 24 inches. If I add another foot, it's going to be 36 inches. I'm just adding 12 each time. So I'm going to change this to 36 inches. You could have changed that to feet if you wanted to. Doesn't really matter. So we're going to do 2 times 3.14 times my radius times my height. And this is when inches would really, when our units would really matter, because if you had chosen to change it into feet, which might have been a little bit easier actually, then that's going to make a difference. 2,034.72 inches squared. But if I'd done it in feet, I would have gotten that answer in feet, so that units would have made a huge difference. Let's look at number 14, a drum. We all know what a drum looks like. I'm a visual person, so I do like drawing the pictures. Has a diameter of 14. I'm going to stop right there. I don't want a diameter. That radius is going to be 7. And a height of 5.5. So I have 2 times 3.14 times my radius of 7 times my height of 5.5. They're both inches, so that's good. No converting needed. Times 7, 5.5. I get 241.78 inches squared. All right. We're actually not going to do the rest of these, but I do like these examples. So if you want to do number 15, 16, we haven't learned total surface area yet, so we're not going to worry about that. But if you want to do 15 and 16 for extra credit, you can. It'll be offered on the homework. So I do encourage you. I always encourage you to do the extra credit. So you've had to do 2 problems by yourself, and I'm going to encourage 15 and 16 as extra credit. I will tell you this. This one is in inches and in inches, so you're good. This is in millimeters and centimeters, so we're going to change this. No, we're going to keep the 32 millimeters. We're going to change the centimeters. It's going to be 56 centimeters. It'll be 56 millimeters. So that'll make it a little bit easier. I've already done the conversion for you. 56 millimeters, 32 millimeters. Okay? So those 2 are extra credits. If you have any questions, please send them my directions. These notes will be part of Monday's assignment. So be sure that you get them down. If you have any questions about Monday's assignment or anything, just let me know. Y'all have a blessed day, a blessed weekend, and I'll see you on Monday, or I guess you'll hear me on Monday.